Due to increase of cases of the flow and people of testing, screening, and selective and sustainable isolation strategy, commonly known as PRAS, will change its approach.
In view of the increase of active cases of COVID-19 on the island, in addition to the high flow of people who are tested daily for COVID-19, the Departmental Health Secretariat made the decision to limit testing to 2 neighborhoods per week and to attend house-to-house testing to avoid any kind of agglomeration in public spaces. The Secretary of Health invites the community to support this initiative of testing, screening, and selective of sustainable isolation PRAS to stop the COVID-19 virus from spreading and attend the call of the health personnel that will reach all the sectors of the island. For this week, from May 10 to 15, the schedule will be as follows. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is in San Luis sector, and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will be in the Guineajen sector. For more information, interested persons may contact their health insurance company or through the COVID line 310-651-1341. To date, 14,158 cases of COVID-19 have been detected in our department. However, there has already been a considerable increase in the number of recovered cases, which exceeds 3,800.
A new modification in the curfew decree was issued by the departmental government. Here is the information.
Yesterday, the Secretary of Government provided information regarding a change in the curfew schedule for tourists and residents, which will begin to apply from today on the island. However, the departmental governor reported that the time when the restrictive measure will begin to apply will be from 8 p.m., both for residents and tourists. The departmental governor explained the measure.
Nosotros hemos tomado las siguientes medidas.
We have taken the following measures by virtue of the level of occupancy of ICU beds, which today are already at 82%. This means that as of 8 p.m., there is a restriction on circulation for residents and tourists on the island. Commercial activities goes until 7 p.m. Restrictions for restaurants and other food will be in place until 7 p.m. and for delivery services it will be until 11 p.m.
Governor Everett Hawkins also informed that the implementation of a schedule by identification number will only affect the entrance to the different establishments, such as the banks, among other entities, but not the mobilization of the community.
And in other news, this week the return of visitors to the Old Point Mangrove Regional Park began.
The Catalina Enviromental Corporation lifted the ban on the closure of the Old Pine Regional Park, which had been established due to the pandemic of COVID-19 from this moment on. With the support of the police and operators of the entity, residents and tourists will be able to enjoy the attractive of the park and the species that inhabit the site.
From 1 year ago, this park, the regional park, was closed due to the pandemic. But the news is that we opened already for the resident, Rizal, visitors, tourists, that they can go enjoy this natural park. You have a track walk where you can enjoy the mangroves, the 4 types of mangroves that we have there. And the recommendation that we give to you all is that not to carry in solid waste to the zone, and if you generate any solid waste, take it back out from there, and not have no physical contact with the fauna, flora that is in that zone. So that is the enjoyment.
The corporation invites the entire community to enjoy the park responsibly. They also indicated that there will be a 12,000 pesos fee to enter the park for tourists, and that they are studying the possibility of establishing a 5,000 fee for residents.
And following the SOS call from the schooner bight community for various problems in the area, the administration showed up and reached agreements with the inhabitants. During the morning, these commitments were being fulfilled.
An interdisciplinary team for medical assessment, change of water for the cisterns of the inhabitants of this sector, and a house-to-house fumigation were the main commitments made during the meeting between the government and the community of Schooner Bight. Dialogue was the main tool during this meeting, facing the needs of the population, especially due to the conflagration that occurs in the Magic Garden landfill. During the meeting, the inhabitants of the sector asked for more support from the government with the implementation of programs that cover social, environmental, health, and public services. This morning around the agreement commitments, drinking water was supplied to the people of Schooner Bight. Teleislas News was also able to take note of the health care they carry out, which was done to verify that the conflagration did not cause any affectation to the respiratory system of the people of this area, mainly of children and older adults.
I tell you, yesterday they took the life away. The whole day till last night. You imagine that heat and smoke. I tell you, this morning, 4 girls come here. I don't blame them because they never work for them money, my girl. Yeah, all do their work for the money. But the government don't do nothing.
For all those who love environment, today they can be connected from home, doing activities in favor of nature. This is a note.
The Environmental Education Marathon led by the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development started on which for 10 hours will develop activities around the country's nature. The Minister of the area, Carlos Eduardo Correa, Salcaboy.
Los quiero invitar a la primera.
I want to invite you to the first Environmental Education Marathon, which will be a virtual training space of 10 continuous hours to go through Colombia from all its environmental challenges.
On the other hand, Carolina shared information regarding an environmental awareness campaign that will be carried out around the marathon that is being held nationwide.
Para el caso de San Andrés y Providencia, in the case of San Andrés and Old Providence, today we are developing some awareness campaigns in the commercial sector on the management and efficient use of water resources and the life of crops, which is one of the activities we have these days and will run until July 31st. In the afternoon, in the Hofish sector in Ginny Bay, we will also be planting beach grapes with the support of the Coast Guard and the community of the sector.
People who wish to connect to the marathon may enter the YouTube channel of the Ministry of Environment, where people can select the activity that most interests them through the agenda that is posted on the virtual event.
And now we continue with all the sport news of our department.
Hello, here are the best sports of the island. The beaches of Bight is the perfect scenario where many people go to exercise their body. Gyms are important to exercise, but equally important are the beaches of Bight, since the dry sand and the water are great resources for exercising the body. Since you have to make more effort to move and to maintain balance, this helps to better tone the muscles and offer a healthier lifestyle. This is what Jack Mejia Davis told us.
We're with one group of people that we like to do sport, to come out to work out, because we feel the need and we like to exercise a lot. It come out a lot of people, children, young people, elderly, every kind of people come here, and we feel comfortable with teacher Melvin because he know what he do. He that one teacher, he dey prepare himself, he good advice, he give you the good workout you need and with the precautions that your body needs. And that's why we come together either Saturday between week, we come up with the date and we just come and exercise.
Training and sport will never betray you. The way you treat your body will be revealed later in life. But exercising on the beach will always be of benefit of your body. The government and the Secretariat of Sport support the group of baseball players that will play in Miami. At the Wellingworth Maid Baseball Stadium, a meeting was held between the Secretary of Sport, parents and players who will soon travel to Miami, Florida for a baseball exchange. An exchange that will serve as an opportunity so that island players can demonstrate their skills to American scouts, thus seeking to sign with a club or university that gives them a better future in this sport. This is how Sports Secretary Alberto Olivares Taylor stated.
We are having a meeting here with the boys who are going to travel to Miami. They have the full support of the Governor Everett Harkins, who is betting on the sport. We see that our athletes are being sought after by the Colombian national team for the pre-Olympic baseball. We have 4 San Andreans that have never been given the sport of baseball that has always been dominated mostly by players from Cartagena. we see that they are believing in the sportsman from San Andres. And at the same time, in the handball, we have 5 athletes of the Colombian national team, and the coach is also from San Andres, and we see that hand in hand with the governor, they want to get these sports projects here in San Andres carried through, because we are betting on sports for the youth here on the island. This is an opportunity that our athletes have to show themselves at the international level by showing off their skills, which encourages us to continue working for the sport.
These international exchanges serves as a showcase to provide opportunity to our island players, as stated by the Secretary of Sport. And this is all in sports for the moment. I am Victor Fusalba, Teleislas News.
Thank you, Victor. And as we continue with more local news, in an interview with Teleislas News, the representative of the Chamber, Jorge Mendez, announced the arrival of more ventilators and monitors that will help solve the current situation of the ICU COVID.
Due to the critical situation that the departmental hospital is going through, with the high occupancy of the ICU, with a massive influx of patients, the health team, led by the governor and the Secretariat of Health, and the entire health team of our departmental hospital have made a request to the Ministry of Health, headed by Fernando Ruiz, Minister of Health, and the Vice Minister of Health has done what they could to help us. Likewise, this, your servant, have been doing everything possible to have immediate solutions.
The parliamentarian tell us which is the specific equipment was received.
For this reason, yesterday, the government will send 5 ventilators, 5 monitors, and 5 infusion pumps, which will allow 5 more ICU beds, number of patients that have arrived. But I reiterate that the solution to this is self-care in our homes, and not only by the measures determined by the government.
Let's remember that at this moment the department is going through the second peak of the pandemic, and it is hoped that with this donation the situation can be alleviated and patients will not have to be transferred to the interior of the country for medical care related to COVID-19.